Last week, Napalm controversially dispatched Demolition Demon for a place in the series semi-finals, while Pandemonium took a wrong turn. Glory awaits for one more, so let's get into gear here on Robot Wars.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first line of defense, Craig Charles.
Ever since the first chimp picked up a bone off the prehistoric floor and used it to bash open the skull of a wildebeest, men have been obsessed with their tools. Millions of years on, and our homes are full of labour-saving devices. Toasters, refrigerators, microwaves, and that thing you bought at the shopping channel with the free introductory spoon. But lately, my toast has been giving me the eye. I'm paranoid about being tumble-dried to death, and my food blender is now officially a lethal weapon. We live in dangerous times, and to prove it, 6 lifeless objects are now going to be brought dangerously to life to fight for a place in our series semi-finals. Let's open the tool cupboard.
First, from St. Leonard's-on-Sea, Mace.
An aluminium armour plating and steel roll cage protects Mace, driven by wheelchair motors. Watch out for the 2,000 RPM high-speed flail and the electric lifting ram, which can hoist an 18-stone man.
From Lee City Technical College in Dartford, Leviathan.
The Leviathan team produced Leebot in the First Wars, eliminated in an early heat. This robot has a laser-guided directional finder modified from laser pens to shine through smoke, a snowplow weapon and a rear-end petrol-driven chainsaw.
From Guildford, Wheelosaurus.
From an ancient age comes Peter Gibson's magnificent creation. The wheels come from a Victorian pram. The chassis, what little there is, scavenged from a scaffolding pole, and its gyro-stabilizing device comes from a helicopter. It can spin and turn very quickly.
From Huddersfield, Death Track.
The red sight spells danger to opponents from the steel wedge detachable weapon in the front jaws. The go-kart wheels come from a local firm. The wheelchair motors come from a friend who collects them. The strange, bizarre world of Robot Wars.
From Worthing, Tantrum.
Another wheelchair motorized war machine. Its 25mm diameter sharpened steel flail rotates at 1,000 RPM. It has a spring-loaded rear ramming bumper. Roboteer Chris Weeks used to build pine beds. They always collapsed.
From Ipswich, Chaos.
The creators of Robot the Bruce and the First Wars are back recycling their dead metal. Its front ram, originally part of a Phantom jet nose gear, this bot is seeded 6th for the series, Craig.
When David slew Goliath, he was branded a hero. But David would have run crying home to his mummy if he ever had to face the mighty gauntlet.
Designed to make any robot quiver down to its circuit boards. There are 3 paths to choose from, each as dangerous as the last. They have to make it down to that end zone, but gnashing their teeth and grinding their saws in anticipation, our house robots are Dead Metal, Sergeant Bash, and the evil Sir Kill-A-Lot.
Roboteers, stand by.
Mace with Shane Howard and Brian Fountain.
3, 2, 1, activate.
House robots to the left, but straight against the barrels, replacing the brick walls beyond the lifting spikes. And now taking on the ramp. Good speed by Mace. It can get up to 5-6 miles an hour off the ramp. Steering problems, though. In comes Sergeant Bash, a lick of flame. Trying to ram Bash, which is always a mistake. With that grinding disc at the back, but they're trying to power their way through this Dead Metal pincers. But as the circular saw comes down, Mace drags Dead Metal over the line. They're through. That's a good run. Through those barrels as if they didn't exist. And Mace first to complete the course. Well done.
3, 2, 1.
Wheelosaurus, driven by 55-year-old Peter Gibson, its creator, taking on those barrels with the big steel spikes on the outside of those Victorian pram wheels, and now through to the ramp.
Victorian pram wheels on Robot Wars?
Well, I wanted to have something that could fall over. The best attack is to turn a robot over, and I thought if I could make one that could get itself up again, I'd stand half a chance.
Down over the seesaw, full Wheelosaurus taking on Sergeant Bash with the circular saw. And again, but flipped on its side, Wheelosaurus. Can it pick itself up? Yes, it can. To go back at Sergeant Bash, then Biffle's in there as well. And that looks like the gas canister's been ripped off Sergeant Bash. Sergeant Bash is in real trouble here. It's been immobilised by Wheelosaurus. Who'd have thought the Victorian pram wheels could disable Sergeant Bash?
It's a very unusual design, that, isn't it? It keeps, like, flipping back over. It's very difficult to sort of knock out.
It's very difficult to control as well.
Is it? You did very, very well, though. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Peter.
And the St. Box ambulance men coming out to treat Sergeant Bash. He's in trouble. Wheelosaurus, 11.7 metres. Should be enough to see them through.
What happened?
I don't know. I came over the ramp and I got mugged by these two robots, and I was just acting in self-defence, and something happened to Sergeant Bash, but I hope he'll be all right.
So you do not hope he'll be all right, you fibber.
And there's trouble in the pits too for Leviathan.
Guys, you just about to come on. What happened?
The radio gear was wired up wrong and it caught alight.
You caught fire just as you were about to go into the arena.
Here, having to replace all the receivers.
Whose fault is this?
The person who wired it up. Not saying any names.
Not pointing any points.
What are we trying to do? Get rid of the fail safe? Could we have blown that?
Yes.
Better be stopping it.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Death Track, the next robot to take on our gauntlet course, driven by 30-year-old Nicky Murphy. Veering towards the circular saws and the ram rig there, squeezing in from the left. Get up to 8 miles an hour, Death Track. Not using the detachable wedge made from steel, the weapon. Wow, the circular saws biting into that 12mm steel plate chassis.
Have you got a strong enough body, though, to resist those circular blades?
Yeah, it's made of 12mm steel, so I don't think it's going to be chopped.
Still ongoing, Death Track. Starting to go backwards, rather bizarrely. I'm stuck in there, really, not making enough progress. Ram towards the circular saw blades. And that was the decision which has cost them. Backwards, backwards. Why? Not enough ground covered, 4.8 metres, they're in trouble. But so are the Leviathan team, they're still back in the pits.
Switch on.
Anything?
That doesn't sound too good.
You know what's wrong with it now?
It's horrible, they can't work out what's wrong with it, but it just will not respond at all when they use the control.
I do not know, Robin, this moment.
Have we got the crystals in the right transmitter?
What's happening, Derek?
They've got the same frequency as the next competitor, and if they're not ready, we have to let the next competitor go. So we have to take the radio away from them, and then they cannot repair their machine.
So how long have they got?
3 minutes.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Tony, have you got the receiver?
Have you got the other receiver? Can you come and have it then?
Roboteers, stand by.
Well, have they got it ready? Fingers crossed for Robin Williams, the driver, and the Leviathan team.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Will it activate, though? Yes. Taking on the barrels. Looking smooth so far. No steering problems, it would seem, using that petrol-driven chainsaw to smite the barrels out of the way. Sir Killalot closes in. Now what's going on? Sir Killalot has picked it up, wrenching one of the wheels away. Oh, look at the faces. Sir Killalot in for the death blow on its side, going nowhere. What a nightmare. Have they done enough? Anxious moments. Sir Killalot simply lifted it up like a leaf, and they're slammed. I think they've done enough, though. Yes! 5.1 metres ahead of Death Track.
All went belly up, didn't it?
Yeah, he got caught on the side. That's right, well, it's just too powerful.
Roboteers, stand by.
Tantrum, the creation of the brothers Rupert and Chris Weeks.
It's fine when you watch somebody else, and then when you've got to do it, the nerves and everything, and you just think, I want to go home.
Oh, don't go home.
Go
You'll
down
be
the pub.
fine.
Or the pub, yeah. Or the pub, yeah.
Oh, I'll come to the pub with you. Get in that arena.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So the electronic engineers start ramming through those barrels. Low robot this, 32 centimetres high. Cruising up over the seesaw. Sergeant Bash, revitalised, attacks Tantrum, and Tantrum's through.
Cease.
That's a good run by the brothers. Positive start through the barrels. Tantrum, the fastest time so far. Death Trap looks vulnerable.
That was really good. That was excellent. We're really impressed with that. We're pleased. Very pleased.
Impressed with yourselves?
We're relieved more than anything else.
Yeah,
Have we got
relieved.
anything
We've done
else?
it now.
That's an equal one.
We've done that bit anyway.
Oh, coffee?
Hey,
Another coffee break.
So confident.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Chaos team, Mike Cutter and George Francis, veterans from the First Wars. Sheer brute force against the toothpick. It could all be over very, very quickly. He's on the grill. I don't think he's going to get out of there.
The main difference is we've gone for 2 wheels instead of 4. We're using the same 2 motors. We've also got a weapon this year rather than just a square cube and pushing people out of the way. Hopefully we can either lift them or spear them with a ram.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Using titanium techno on that blade in the front. Chaos takes on the barrels. Spinning rather crazily. It's a nippy robot. Over the seesaw into Sergeant Bash, blocking the way. Has he got the power to get beyond Bash? No. Retreats as the torch flicks out. Takes him on again. Bashes. Barges. And I think they've done enough.
Chaos team! Towards the platform, please! George Francis and Mike Cutter. That's a nippy thing, isn't it?
It goes well, yeah. Bit of control fine at the trouble at the beginning. I think I was a bit too over-enthusiastic on controls.
You gave Sergeant Bash a good beating there, didn't you?
Well, we like to have a go at these robots, don't want to get them away lightly.
I think it's one of our quickest times as well. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause.
Well, not quite the quickest time, Craig, but they are through. Second quickest. Death Track are out, but look how tight that was.
Guys, just one bit of news for you that might be frustrating. Do you realise that you were only out by 30 centimetres?
Is that it? Well, and that's because we went backwards.
That's all it was. So best of luck next time.
Thank you very much.
Well, one robot's off, another's going to be pulled off in the trials. Now, although it pains me to say this, sometimes there's no substitute for brute strength and ignorance. A lesson I think we all learn at the end of a school bully's fist. And hey, it doesn't get any more brutal than this. 2 robots chained together in a tug of war. Each of our surviving robots is going to take the strain with dead metal. Whoever puts up the worst performance is going to be pulled into the pit of oblivion. So, hey, let the trials begin.
Roboteers, stand by.
So how much traction does Tantrum have?
It's got a lot. It's got a heck of a lot. Up until about 5 weeks ago, it was an old wheelchair. So it's used to carting old deers around in and things like that.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Dead metal ate an old deer. And immediately pulling. No grip on the wheels. Can it survive? Tantalizing, teetering, tottering, toppling, toppling. Tantrum! Total! 16.15 seconds, setting the benchmark.
Oh no, even your trolley's breaking.
It's a robot, isn't
Come
it?
on.
We should have put the trolley into the competition.
Yeah, it probably would have had better luck, wouldn't it? Let's face it. It's just an undeniable force dragging it towards the pit of oblivion.
Yeah.
It was dead metal.
It was horrible, wasn't it?
Right.
It was. Oh no, what are we going to do? Blind panic, I think. Oh well. Landfill next.
Roboteers, stand by.
Oh, he's going too fast.
Now, presumably you need lots of traction in an event like this.
Yeah, that's what we did have a jockey wheel on the back, but we've lifted it up to get more traction on 4 wheels.
4-wheel drive.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Leviathan next to take the strain against Dead Metal. From the Lee City Technical College. Levo. Hevo. And quite clearly, holding Dead Metal, gripping, pulling, and I think the judges will stop this, yes. They've beaten Dead Metal. Taking the strain. Surviving. Leviathan through.
I'm worried about these Victorian pram wheels. In tug of war, they ain't going to have much traction.
Well, they're about 100 years old now, and I think the goodness has gone out of the rubber, but it may be good enough for just one more go.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So who are you backing for this one? Those wheels spinning. Ooh, that's a good pull, though. Or Dead Metal at the top. I think he was toying with Wheelosaurus and Peter Gibson Dead Metal. One pull, yeah. Bye-bye. That's a good time, though.
What was the problem there? You looked to be holding him for a minute, and then...
The cutout came out. It overloaded the fuse.
So you had no power?
No, no power.
And then you ended up in the pit?
In the pit.
Peter Gibson, give a round of applause.
He'll need running repairs. But Wheelosaurus, 18.11 seconds ahead of Tantrum at the moment.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Mace, nearly 80 kilos in weight. This could be tough for Dead Metal. Stalemate early on. Pushing. Pulling. Being pulled. Mace is cancelling out Dead Metal. The judges are going to have to act here, because I think Mace has done enough. Mace holding its own. Surely good enough judges to go through, yes. Mace surviving along with Leviathan. Tantrum is in danger. Chaos to come.
What we want to see is Dead Metal in the pit of oblivion, really, don't we? I've not meant to say that. Can you do it?
I hope so.
We'll give it a good go.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, one of Mike Cutter's ambitions is to watch drag racing in the States. Dragging Dead Metal towards that pit. This is a battle of pride here, because Chaos is doing enough surely to go through anyway, but it wants Dead Metal in that pit. It wants Dead Metal submerged in the smoke. Can he pull Dead Metal in? Humiliation for the house robot. That's what they wanted. Made their day. Chaos victorious. Tantrum, though, eliminated.
Oh, this means you two are losing.
Who's been lost? Oh, can't go home then.
I mean, come on, you deserve it. Phew, what a performance.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer than we hoped, but we got there in the end.
So news from the pit after that last round. We have one robot that up for sale, but low mileage is a load of rubbish. You attract at least 3 miles by our robot. The stars of the show, though, were Chaos. I wanted somebody to drag him in the pit, and you did. Don't drop everything. Try robot. You did. Well done.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going, and the weak go for a career in pantomime. Now, our 4 surviving robots have been randomly drawn against each other in battle. The winners will then fight for a place in our series semi-finals. Now, to win, all you've got to do is kick the other robot's teeth in, or at least immobilise him. Now, if there's no clear-cut winner, a decision will be made by our panel of judges. They'll be looking at style, control, damage, and aggression. Our judges are Eric Dickinson, a veteran from Robot Wars in America, Professor Noel Sharkey, head of robotics at Sheffield University, and Adam Harper, an engineering specialist. Hey, let's rumble!
Roboteers, stand by.
Scrapper with 6 menacing saw blades
3,
against
2,
the tongue of Recyclops.
1, activate.
You stick your tongue out at me and I'll wink at you. Ooh, very nice indeed as the 2 robots come together. Manoeuvring for position at the moment. Don't go broadside. Oh, no, you shouldn't have done that. Broadside, and the tongue came out.
Well. That's quite a performance. Old steam train didn't last a second.
Oh, well, that's a pity. I wish I could have a little bit better fight, really.
But it's a very good show.
What happened, guys?
I mean, my words, he was very good. He was very good. I mean, he just tipped us straight over. I mean, it was good to watch.
So you've sustained damage?
Oh, not a lot. Nothing what can't be put right with a big hammer.
Roboteers, stand by.
Rob Knight and the Cambridge boys confident with Mortis.
3.
Robin Williams and Chris Malon with Leebot.
1. Activate.
Leebot with the angle grinder at the rear, and the Lance with the screw drill and ramming blades to cut and slice. And Mortis with that piercing Japanese blade. Oh, that's not too much of a weapon, is it really? Oh, and that is, look at that Japanese blade, thrusting down. Leebot, pepper pot, you could pour pepper out of that Leebot machine now. Look at the holes. But what's Mortis doing? Maybe dropping off for another chance, but going very dangerously near a patrol area in the corner. And the house robot could come in and does. Matilda in there, and there are spikes to come up from the floor. But Mortis is out to attack Leebot again, and underneath Leebot. Could he flip him over? If he does, it's all over! And it is all over!
You just make it all look so easy.
I reckon the axe should have gone through the armour. I'm quite surprised. It's a lot tougher than I thought it was.
Good heavens above. Well, you're through to the next round. Congratulations.
You're up against Mortis, mate.
Lovely. Nothing wrong with that. Super fine.
How do you feel about that?
Bad. He was going to get annihilated anyway, though, so we knew it from the start.
Let's have a look at the damage that was actually done by that axe. It's quite vicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just strong. It's bent everything up. Batteries actually came out in the end, and that's why it pushed us over.
Well, it was a brave fight, though. You kept in there for a long time. Well done. You may be thinking you already know which one's going to win, but here on Robot Wars, the lesson we've learned is that nothing is certain. Guys, what has happened to Mortis?
We've broken the main shaft that drives our axe, so we no longer have our main weapon. We're going to actually try and modify the vehicle so we can use it as a battering ram instead. We don't know how successful it's going to be. It's just a case of suck it and see, basically.
Bye. Good luck. So the quiet confidence seems to have disappeared from the Cambridge team.
This should be a humdinger of a final. From Cambridge, we've got Mortis out there, nearly indestructible, even though in the last round it broke its axe. And from a place called Midfield, Recyclops.
If that gets underneath us, we're dead, because it will stick us in the air. But impact-wise, I reckon we're okay. Because the armour is bulletproof.
I think I can out-push Mortis. I've got to get the tongue in the right place. I had to make mine rather theatrical, so it looked nice, and it's not really in the right place.
Oh dear, the thought of Rex Garrard getting his tongue in the right place leaves me rather nauseous.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
But tongue and fluttering eyelashes and all. He prepares to do battle with Mortis. Went for a charge there. You see Mortis got broadside on. The tongue can go underneath Mortis and flip him. Mortis dodges away, and the judges will be impressed by that style. Damage, aggression, control and style will come into count if the robots fail to immobilise each other. They don't want to go into that patrol area. Matilda awaits. She can't come out of that patrol area very far. She'll have to go back in any second now, but she's chasing down on Recyclops. There you see her going back into the patrol area, and Mortis is impaled on a spike. And that's poor driving, that is poor steering, and that'll count against the boys from Cambridge. Chris Salisbury driving, and it's taking damage there from Matilda. Points against Mortis. In comes Recyclops with a good attack. I think the axe blade is bent there as well. More damage then, and more points against them. But Mortis free now to see if it can retaliate. Gets in underneath Recyclops. Good defensive work by Recyclops, holding on there. Rex Garrard managing to spin away. Good work by him. Again, Recyclops aggressively goes at Mortis. Out comes the tongue. Good aggression once again. Mortis retaliates underneath and is now driving into another patrol area. That'll count against him again. Poor steering. And it's stuck on the side bars and needs to get out, and is negative here. Recyclops is trying to get away, but not Mortis. And Mortis is taking more damage.
Cease.
And what a baffling finish. And it goes to the judges.
Well, it has to be a judge's decision, and we're going to await that.
And let's have a look while we wait at some of the points they will be considering. Good dodging by Recyclops, damage to Mortis. Recyclops aggressive and attacking. Poor steering by Mortis, got it in there in the first place, but retaliating. Good defensive work by Recyclops, again aggression from Recyclops. And good defensive work, withstanding the Mortis thrust. And I think this could count against Mortis ultimately driving in there onto the sidebars.
OK, the judges have made their decision using the 4 criteria: damage, control, style and aggression. And their decision is Recyclops!
Well, that's hugely popular in the pits, look, and they're the real experts, the Roboteers.
Come on, guys, come on up. What a performance. And a very popular win. Did you think you'd got it?
Well, no, not really. But I was hoping to tip him over and then go and attack a house robot. That was my ambition.
Well, that was a fantastic final. We'll see you in the grand final, and we'll see you lot next week. Sweet dreams. Cambridge wish to protest.
It's been a popular decision in here.
Oh,
We've
yes.
got a standing ovation. Look at this. Hi, guys. Can't be very happy.
They're not working, we're working. We pushed them out, we had all the attacks, and we think we should have won.